What brands are considered top of the line but aren't? What are the actual top of the line brands? Rubik's branded Rubik's cubes. They are stiff and clunky, when Chinese companies make better quality, easier to use, and overall nicer cubes. Grey Goose. Grey Goose is crap. It's considered a fancy alcohol because when it was purchased by a new owner, he tripled the price while making absolutely no changes to it and just marketed it as a premium fancy alcohol. So it's just an image thing. It's crap. Also, the bottles are intentionally made very long and skinny so they won't fit anywhere but the top shelf. Patron Tequilas. Production was moved from the Seat Leguas distillery to larger mass production facilities for international distribution purposes. It no longer tastes like the original Seat Leguas distilled Patron and is considered average by most tequila enthusiasts these days. You want the real thing? Purchase Seat Leguas tequilas. Beats by Dr. Dre. Alternatively there are Bose and Audio Technica. I've noticed a lot of things at Aldi are basically identical. Even same packaging with different printing. Their white energy drink is the same as Monster White. Has the same texturing on the can, but different printing. I had some disinfecting wipes and brought them home. Noticed some of the quirks of the packaging was identical to the Lysol brand ones I was running out of. German efficiency. Everlast boxing equipment. My old Muay Thai instructor called it Neverlast. Once upon a time Singer sewing machines were the way to go, and you can still get vintage ones that are workhorses. But these days all their parts are plastic and will get clogged up easily. You come to learn this pretty quickly if you take great care cleaning your machine for loose threads and lint. Brother is pretty affordable and a decent alternative for beginners. But the top of the line machines are Bernines. Swiss made and they purr like kittens. Armani suits are often considered top of the line, but many of them are mediocre. The actual top of the line suit is maybe something from Oxford or bespoke from Savile Row, but in the Armani price range practically any other brand is superior. Big brand honey. Basically most honey is garbage. Beekeepers cannot keep up with worldwide demand, so companies just sell flavored corn syrup and call it honey. Not sure of the numbers, but it's something like double the amount of honey made is being sold. There's a kind of police force checking it all the time, but they can't check everything. Quality wise, there is little to no nutritional difference, but the fake stuff sometimes has crazy illegal chemicals in it. The fake stuff is also really cheap, so it puts a major strain on real beekeepers' businesses. Guess which stuff big companies want to buy? Get your honey directly from the beekeeper. There will be one nearby. Better still, start your own hive. The world needs more bees. I work at a cookie/cracker factory as an engineer. We make products for Kraft/Mondelez, Walmart, Aldi, Kroger, Hy-Vee and a few more. The recipes are all the same for each different brand. Walmart brand is no different than Aldi or Hy-Vee. It's the same quality of ingredients no matter if it's sold in store at a cheaper or more expensive price. To clarify, when I say same quality of ingredients I'm talking about the generic/off brand, not name brand. So Hy-Vee generic is equal to Aldi generic. We only make a few things for Kraft/Mondelez, and they have some requirements of ingredients. They can be extremely similar to name brand, but made with cheaper ingredients to cut costs. Or they might be exactly the same and come down to just paying for a brand name label. Turtle Beach. They make amazing speakers and microphones for their headsets, but their headsets are made from cheap plastic and breaks every damn time. I went to QuakeCon a few years ago. In the Biox section, literally, not figuratively, literally every single Turtle Beach was duct taped, hot glued, super glued, or rubber banded to keep them together. They are crap. I learned today that Gaines Workshop paint is for suckers and Vallejo paint is where it's at. Johnny Walker Blue Label Scotch whiskey is their top of the line blend, but most agree that it's way overpriced for what it is. It isn't even a blended malt. Like the cheaper and superior Green Label, it contains generic grain alcohol mixed with malt whiskers. Kirkland, whatever their counterpart is. Rule of thumb, if there's a Kirkland signature alternative, buy that. Their socks, underwear, blankets, shirts, packaged foods, Everything I've bought from them, Costco's in-house brand, has been better than any name brand and cheaper. It's like they do market research, make their product about 20% more robust, and then sell it for 50% of the competition price. You know those $40 hydro flask bottles that insulate your drink? I bought a quench bottle on sale at Walmart for $10 and the ice stays in there for 2 days. Oh yeah. This thing fell from 3 stories and only has a small dent. Michael Kors brand anything. Purses fall apart in a year. Pants and shirts are all made of lightweight cheap feeling material whose color fades in a month. Plus his signature gold zippered everything is a bit much. Is there a subreddit specifically for I want to purchase X, but don't want to spend that much? What should I buy instead? Gibson guitars. Not saying they are terrible, just overpriced. The iconic name/symbol on the headstock is literally what you're paying for. Tons of similar guitars at much lower price points. Edit. Yes, I'm aware that Thief filed Chapter 11. No, that does not mean they are going out of business. Till every famous brand is crap. In the UK Gap is considered an above average brand. Too pricey for me. My dad travels to USA on business regularly, and when he told me it's just a normal brand out there I was amazed. My 6 meters old now has a Gap hoodie which is lovely and had animals all over it and didn't cost a fortune. Most OTC medications like Tylenol will have generic equivalents that are just as effective. Look at the ingredients and compare the store brand. It's the exact same medication just in less fancy packaging. Fox. If you're looking for anything dirt bike or quad related, go with another brand. Their boot line is absolute trash. KitchenAid appliances. I love my stand mixer, but we bought a KitchenAid dishwasher and stove, and they're crap. The oven heats unevenly, and the dishwasher is always needing some sort of repair, or it leaves crap on the dishes. Because the water jet holes are so tiny and prone to clogging. Edit. What I mean by the oven heating unevenly is that you have hot and cool spots inside it. I shouldn't have to turn a cake or sheet of cookies halfway through cooking to make sure they don't burn on one side. We've had the element replaced, and nothing helps. It's a double oven, and both the top and bottom ovens are balked. It's ridiculous. For headphones. Tricos. Cheap but amazing quality. They don't advertise, so it's less expensive. Cadillacs are considered the Cadillac of cars, but if you want it to last you a long time, go with Lexus. Bose speakers. No highs, no lows, must be Bose. Real top of the line brands are Wilson Audio, MBL, Magico, Radho, IG Acoustics. Edit. RIP Inbox. I took top of the line to mean the same as top shelf, as in liquors. Some are actually better. Some take a lot of work and time to make, which cause higher prices. Some are not worth it. I got my examples from the 2018 Editor's Choice issue of the Absolute Sound I had laying around. The MBL 101 Extremes go for $263,000. The Magico Ultimate Thirds go for $600,000. And the Wilson Audio WAMM Master Chronosonic goes for $685,000. Add $45,000 for optional subsonic subwoofer. Is it the right choice for me? No. Is it the right choice for an audiophile billionaire? Possibly. Norton Antivirus. The North Face. Actually awesome are Arc'teryx, Black Diamond, Mountain Hardware, Norona, Patagonia, Salomon. Girls think Victoria's Secret is the best, but the quality just isn't what it used to be. Now, they're just overpriced bras that will fall apart in 6 months. Every shampoo and conditioner brand you see on TV, especially Tresemme and Suave, used by professionals. No, never. Nobody in their right mind would use that cheap crap professionally. Tea bags. Twinings tea that you get in America. It's much lower quality leaf and full of artificial flavors that aren't present in UK Twinings tea, especially the flavored teas. Also obligatory for a tea post is Lipton. In addition to the bags being generally super low quality dust and fannings, they also use more pesticides, by far, than any other tea company. Actual top of the line, US, tea brands include Stash, Republic of Tea, and Adagio. Imported brands I would recommend would be Typhoo, Yorkshire, PG Tips, and Ahmed. Apple. They have zero compatibility with almost anything else. Specialized lightning port on the iPhone and iPad. Printer compatibility. Apple AirPrint enabled. So much stuff you can run it only on Apple. Everything is overpriced AF. As a result, about the only saving grace is the fact that you can run the Windows operating system on a Mac, and that iPhone is vastly superior to Windows Phone. Lars Boy. OSB frames and plastic clips for the 3 positions on their footrests. They used to be built great, but to keep from raising prices they have made a lot of sacrifices. They also can't tailor worth a damn. Go with something like Flex Steel instead. But get the domestic stuff, not the Latitude's imported ones. Ike's kitchen appliances are Electrolux. So if you don't mind not having the label, you can have the exact same model from IKEA at a lower price. Tim Hortons. Everything there has been in an inexorable decline for about 2 decades. Mod Blank Pens. A lot of people think that they make a great gift for a graduation/anniversary etc. The inside parts are just standard parts that can go in a variety of pens. It will be a great pen, but you should know you can get a comparable or better ink cartridge in a $15 pen. You are basically paying for the body of the pen and the name, which is alright if that's what you want. They make awesome fountain pens though, which are often worth the price if you have the money burning a hole in your pocket. Craftsman. Mostly by old people who remember what they once were. For running sneakers, I'd say Nikes. Asics and New Balance are way better than Nike for long distance running because they usually have better support. Nikes are okay for sprinting, but they tend to not have a lot of cushioning and aren't good for longer distances. 1800 and Cabo Wabo Tequila. Here are better alternatives. Casamigos Reposado Tequila, $50. Trago Reposado Tequila, $60. Corzo Reposado Tequila, $40. Avian Silver Tequila, $40. Manana Anijo Tequila, $52. Don Celso Reposado Tequila, $40. Pueblo Viejo Orgullo Anijo Tequila, $38. Partida Reposado Tequila, $61. Recommended by other users. Fortaleza $50. Espolín ROUGHLY $20. Código 1530 Rosa, Milagro, Lunazol, Espolín. Tres Generations Anijo, $50. Camarina Reposado, El Jabada. Pyrex. Used to be amazing quality and never break, but they changed the recipe in the last decade or 2 and are still riding off the former glory of Pyrex. Remington used to be known for its high quality firearms and quality control until it was acquired by Freedom Group/Cerberus. Nowadays, if you want the best workhorse pump shotgun, you're better off going with the Mossberg for a highly accurate bolt action rifle. Savage Ortica. Freaking Master Locks. Come on guys, anyone can name their company Master. Doesn't make it true. Pet foods like Royal Canin and Hills. The prescription diets are good and effective, but their general food line is filled with grains. 4Health is a Tractor Supply brand that's pretty comparable to Blue Buffalo, but a fraction of the price, so I recommend that to everyone. Edit. I also want to just make people aware, feeding raw is so much more than throwing some ground beef down. I saw a dog whose jaw basically disintegrated because his owner decided to feed raw, but did no research and no veterinary consultation, and was so deficient in all the major vitamins that the dog had to be put down. I've seen other cases and my professors have told us about owners with the best of intentions, but causing serious medical problems because of their diets. Consult your vet. I'm sure people have made recipes that they swear by, but anyone can write a recipe book. Raw/homemade food can be great and even superior to dry or canned food. But please check your recipe with your veterinarian before feeding your pet homemade food and have a follow-up appointment to make sure they're not being deprived of any essential nutrient. A lot of the cult California wines. They're all made for rich people who just want to show other rich people that they can afford obscenely overpriced wine. That's it. That's all it's good for. If you ever see someone ordering Screaming Eagle at a steakhouse, they're an idiot who knows absolutely nothing about wine. Harley Davidson motorcycles. Cost more. Way more. less power and more prone to mechanical problems. New era baseball caps are considered the best caps, but unless you get one that's made in USA, your cap will probably be ill-fitting garbage. Nearly everything is Chinese now, resulting in high crowns, velvety lint magnet polyester, and a product that just isn't worth what they charge. Some have even been showing up made in Vietnam or Bangladesh lately, which results in even poorer quality. You'll occasionally get a Chinese one that fits okay, but mostly they're crap. The made in USA have even started having the bad, velvety polyester at times, but at least the crowns aren't so firm and bulky. In the duck hunting world, anything that says Duck Commander on it is probably junk, especially their calls, with the exception of their wood duck whistle. Same for hardcore brand. Best brands, not custom, for calls would be Rich in Tone, Echo, and Zinc makes some nice calls. This is coming from a guy who cut his teeth on a classic Commander from DC. I'm not saying that DC does not make an effective call. I'm saying they are not even close the same level as RNT, Echo, Zinc, or custom call makers. Among vacuum enthusiasts and people involved in the industry, Dysons are seen as pretty overrated. Other than their cordless machines, Dysons don't really compare to the other brands in the premium price range. Most toll vacuums use a bag design combined with a sealed system to filter the exhaust, which will pretty much give you the best filtration on the market. Dysons on the other hand tend to get a lot of fine dust into the cyclone assembly and motor, resulting in decreased performance and reliability issues down the road. If you want a really high quality vacuum, look into Rika/Simplicity, Sebo, and Miele. Pretty much any vacuum you buy from these brands will be built like a tank and last forever. Expect to spend between $300 $800 for a new model, depending on your flooring situation. Range Rover. Sure, it looks and feels nice, until the repair bills start rolling in, and it spends more time in the shop than on the road. No thanks. Granted, this isn't apples to apples, but if I wanted luxury and room, I'd rock an E-Class wagon. 400 would be fine, but if I was king, damn right I'd have the AMG version. Brown please. BMW. Not a single one of their turn signals work. Monster cables. You don't need monster cables. You never will. Look at the specification of the cable you need and buy that spec, not the brand. So many companies sell overpriced HDMI cables, it's not even funny. Haven't seen anyone else mention it, but Yeti. Terribly overpriced. The entire South is in some trance that nothing can top their precious Yeti cups, mugs, coolers, chests. Hell, even their stickers are around $20. There are tons of other options that released shortly after the Yeti craze. Pelican, K2, Orca, RTIC, etc. Me. Ozark Trail from Walmart. Does the job, and does it well. Frick Yeti. Louis Vuitton. Especially their Monogram and Amia products. They are not particularly good quality products to begin with, and they crack, peel, discolor, or come undone fairly easily. For most people, a LV bag is their first, and usually only, designer bag, so they don't have anything to compare it to. LVs famously develop a patina over time, discolor, and the brand has marketed this as a feature. The LV forum always has people asking about what to do with fairly new bags that are already falling apart. Longchamp leather bags are a good option if you are looking for something between Coach/Tory Burch level and high-end designer. Salvatore Ferragamo has hands down the best leather goods at the premier designer price point, and Burberry has seen a jump in quality and will probably continue to get better with the new creative director. Staples is crap. Dunder Mifflin it is. Yeti tumblers. Walmart sells an Ozark Trail brand tumbler that comes from the same factory for $6 instead of $40. Considered top of the line but aren't. Your city's local butcher chain. No better, if even as good as what you're going to get at the big chain grocery stores or even Walmart these days. Actual top of the line. Your local butcher shop in a tiny little spot in some strip mall or some crap that's literally just a guy and his wife that has limited quantities of everything but has every possible cut because they are a real butcher selling local produce. Razer and Logitech keyboards. Would much rather have HHKB and Pro, Poker, Leopold etc. Supreme brand is just crap. Stanley tools. Honestly, they're overpriced crap. If you're serious about your tools, go Sid Chrome or Baco for your general duty gear, and Mitutoyo for measuring. Some Toolex gear is okay, but not great. Kinchrom stuff is also base tier, especially their measuring instruments, but they seem to have a cult following for some reason. No, not Snap-on. If you need to take out a mortgage to buy a toolbox, you're paying too much. To clarify, I'm Australian, which is why a lot of people haven't heard of some of these brands. Some people apparently have access to some really high quality Stanley gear. I suppose it's possible that they have a whole range of low to high quality stuff. My advice to any young blokes, or older too, I guess, who are just starting their careers in the trades, ask the more experienced guys what brands they run. They've been around long enough to see what lasts and what doesn't. North Face for hiking/outdoor gear. While not actually trash, it's way overpriced for the quality you're getting. Instead, shop Marmot. Marmot lasts forever and is genuinely top-notch gear. There are other brands, but I've spent thousands on hiking gear and Marmot never disappoints. Mr. Clean Magic erasers. They are actually just melamine sponges. You can get 100 for $12 on eBay. They work just as good. Mirado Black Warrior pencils. They look nice, and they are amazing to write with, but I'm just kidding, they really are the best. Grey Goose alcohol. Lululemon. Go on their site and look at the reviews. Horrible quality most of the time, yet they're seen as high-end athletic wear. I've ridden my dad's Fuji, which cost thousands of dollars. I've ridden my brother's Fuji, which cost thousands of dollars. Neither of them made me faster than I was on my 700 rally road bike. If you're a professional or racing cyclist, you'll pay a premium for every advantage you can get. If you're some 50-year-old beanbag on your local bike trail, you don't need a $4,000 bike. The Dallas Cowboys are considered America's team, even though they haven't won a Super Bowl since the days when Tupac stepped out of a jail cell and back onto the scene. Patriots are the obvious new top-of-the-line brand. Both gets the plaudits. Sennheiser deserves them. Products that are actually top-of-the-line don't advertise themselves as such. Not a brand, but when something is marked genuine leather, there are different grades of leather, and I like genuine leather is the second worst grade. Pharmaceuticals. My father-in-law is a pharmacist and only ever uses generic over-the-counter and prescription. The chemicals they use are identical. You're just paying more for packaging and branding. Beats headphones. Most know this, but I still see a surprising amount of people that swear by them. I've personally gone through 2 pairs in a matter of 18 months. About $600 in the trash. I picked up some Skullcandy mesh 2s for a fraction of the price and they lasted me 3 years. Sound quality wasn't much different. They only broke because I slammed them in a car door. Funnily enough, they still worked, but I had snapped the headset, so they were unusable. Pilot G2 pens are the absolute best pens on the planet. Hands down. Viking ovens. They're super expensive and are garbage quality. The most recent owners are suing the former owners for hiding a defect that was a safety issue. Mine has had so many problems, I can't even keep track. Alienware. Anybody who knows anything about computers will instantly steer you away because of how overpriced they are, and you can get something way better for the money from a different company. Grey Poppin'. There's nothing fancy or classy or top shelf about it. It's owned by freaking Kraft. It's just regular old mustard with an effective marketing campaign. Crystal Champagne. Depending on what your taste is, there are far superior champagnes to this crap. I hate OP nail polish. $8-ish. I find it really thick and it always chips. I found this brand called Sinful Colors for less than $2. Used it for a pedicure and it didn't chip at all for like 2 weeks. Sure, they have a lot less colors available, but I personally don't need to have a ton of colors. Husqvarna has really gone downhill in the past few years. I know plenty of people who've gotten chainsaws or lawn equipment of theirs in the past few years, and everyone seems to have no end of issues with them. They used to be the top brand in a lot of things, and they might still top the sales charts, but their quality has diminished badly. Just graduated from college. I love all of you here that are going to help me save so much money. Rubbermaid storage products will last you a lifetime. Sterilite storage products will crack if you look at them funny. Purple weed. Not really a brand, but people always freak out when they have purple nugs. I like it typically just means the plants were grown in a colder environment than the strain requires. Anyways, I've never found purple weed to be any better than regular sticky icky green things. Make sure to like and subscribe so we can watch together.